All right, so welcome back to this week's market review. So we ran through what happened through what was a very interesting week last week, and then we get into what to expect for the present week. All right, so when we were looking at the chart, we had a situation where um, a fractal OF had turned bullish, volume trend was bullish, swing short was indecisive, um, and then I think bond yields as well were bullish, so we're expecting a bullish move on the USD. And then when the tariff announcement came, we have this strong bearish move to the downside that was really, really unprecedented, right? So last week, a whole lot of moves that were really crazy. I think the wildest ones came on AUD. So if you go look at things like AUD card, AUD chip, you see some really, really, really wild moves that happened on those bets. So when that happened, basically on this day, on Thursday, we started looking for reasons to buy. Fortunately, we took some stop losses. I think we took a stop loss on both EU and GU, right? So that was basically what happened. And then by the time the re-entry occurred, it didn't fit into our entry rules, so we couldn't ride this move back up. But eventually, USD began to rebound. What remained interesting was that um, initially on Thursday, it looked like the volume trend was going to change. Then we saw a sharp rejection in volume on Thursday, and that was then followed up on Friday with a very, very massive um, volume bar to the upside, right? So basically, we are still bullish of the volume trend, still remain bullish on the volume trend. And if we go to factor OF, obviously has turned bearish. We go to the bond yields, we could see bond yields turned bearish as well. But yesterday it turned bullish, right? So let's turn bullish again. So we'll see how that continues to move in the coming days and weeks because the what's it called, the tariff war, I believe might just be getting started. All right. So if we look at swing shots, however, we are bullish because we had a bullish outside bar. Right? Took out the highs, took out the lows, closed bullish. So bullish outside bar means that we are basically bullish on swing shots. So swing shots is bullish, volume trend bullish, bond yield bullish, factor OF bearish. So how are we going to be looking to play this? So for the volume trend, all right, for the volume trend for the swing short, basically we're going to be expecting price to come take out this guy and then give us a reason to sell. That is the general weekly model that we are looking at. We have other models that we could trade. For instance, we could get uh, the takeout of the liquidity of previous day and then buy off that of one of our volume models, the V1 model. But for now, I think it's just sufficient to see that we could have price come up, take out this factor low, and then give us a reason to sell, give us a reason to buy rather. Now, for factor O, we're looking at price coming to take out this guy. But if I'm not mistaken, if we go to the daily, so this has already closed above this. So the only way we can come to this today closes below, and then we come back to take out this guy, right? That is the only way that we could get in on that move because if price is outside the upper boundaries of our envelope, then we are not going to be looking for reasons to sell. It means basically our sell is invalidated, right? So that is that. So if we go back to page 4, that is basically what you're saying. So we'll see how that plays in the coming days. All right, so the next thing we need to look at news. Okay, so Tuesday we basically don't have much in terms of events. And then on Wednesday, we are going to be having the FOMC meetings, the minutes of the last FOMC meeting. I don't think this is still going to really do anything to the market. So basically, the main market moving events are going to start on um, Thursday. And on Thursday, we are going to be having the CPI. We're going to be having CPI from the US, which is going to be quite key. And then the normal unemployment claims that we usually tend to have. So NFP did what was expected, right, and strengthened the USD overall. So we'll see how this moves. The CPI. Again on Friday we have the GDP, right? The GDP release from the UK, PPI from the US zone, and as well as the Berlin University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So that is what to expect from the week. As far as predictions go, I personally will be expecting the CPI to come in higher than last month. So that has already been factored in, right? So 0.3%, 0.2%. So we might see the other figures month on month expected to drop. Nope. Month on month, I'll be expecting it to rise. CPI year on year drop. No. All right. So I was expecting the CPI to come in uh, stronger, all right, than last month. So that means this, all right, but this I'm expecting it to come in higher than forecast, higher than forecast. The year on year might actually remain the same, but I'm expecting the CPI month on month to come in higher than forecast by the time all the various tariff led increases should have begun to show up in the data. So expect CPI to rise. All right, so that's going to be that for the week. Um, just trade carefully because the tariff wars are still going to be ongoing. Have a good week.